What is up, my panda lovers and villagers? Happy damn. Happy Manga Monday to all of you. Today here, I figured to do Manga Monday. Want to make this a reoccurring thing. Not sure if I'm gonna do every Monday, but we shall see. But for right now, I wanted to focus on box sets. There we go. Until we get the new mangas coming in, we can do an unboxing for those. Wanted to show off my box set collection. Now, I have other mangas, okay? I have the other ones are separate in a separate storage. These are the box sets. I keep my box sets and my single volumes separate so that way, I can appreciate all the work that went into these boxes, okay? And the other ones, it just helps with storage. I'm gonna be honest. I already have a whole bunch of those, and I have to get another one here pretty soon. But we're not gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about these. Now, just in case the glare is throwing it off and you can't see, right here we have box sets 1 and 2 of Sweat and Soap. Over here we have all 27 volumes of Claymore. Then right here we have all 27 volumes of Claymore. Then right here we have the first 11 volumes of Chainsaw Man. Then we have all 21 volumes of Assassination's Classroom. Okay, so I'm going to go over these one by one, quick overview. Some of you may know more about some than others, but still, quick overview. Let's go. I'm going to have to move some of these because this stuff looks kind of unstable. So we're going to just put this right here. This right here. Okay. Do you know which one I'm going to do first? That's right. Chainsaw Man. All right. So to kick this off, it's Chainsaw Man. All 11 volumes. This covers the first arc. Now, I know what you're thinking, right? 11 volumes for one arc? Yes, that's what they did. At the end of the 11th volume, they say that's the first arc. I believe right now there are 18 volumes to date altogether. They haven't made another box set. When and if they do, I will get that. But in the meantime, I'm honestly another box set. When and if they do, I will get that. But in the meantime, I'm honestly thinking about just buying all 18 and forgetting the box set because man, this series, if you have not read it, if you have not watched it, I recommend both 100%, not even 100, 1,000%. But without further ado, let me clip this on so we can get our hands free here. Right. All right, boom. So this right here, like I said, Chainsaw Man, first 11 volumes. We're gonna get in closer so you can see all of that. All 11 volumes here. 1, 2, 3. And then the rest. Yeah. Now, some of these come, well, not some, I believe most come with either a poster, some type of artwork booklet, or even just facts you didn't know about the series. This box set came with a poster. Okay, now this covers. Oh, let me get this angle right. There we go. There you go. It covers this side. Now this is Chainsaw Man in his actual Chainsaw Man form. Very colorful, very good. Very much gonna keep this. I don't think I'll ever hang this up. And then on the back, it just shows Denji outside that door. If you've read it, you know what that door means, and you know what the revelation is behind it. If not, Season 2 people will know. Rhaegar, go, bro. This is not for you. Okay? Okay. But, poster aside, I gotta slide this back in here. Okay. Now, this is made by, just make sure I'm pronouncing this right. Tatsuki Fujimoto. Okay. Now, he has made other series. I have one of his other mangas, Good. I believe it's Goodbye Eri. Okay, I've read that. That's good. He also has some 2 one-shot booklets about just various stories that were before Chainsaw Man, and then he has another one. I forget what that one's called. I believe that's a slice of life variant. At some point, we will cover those two. Chainsaw Man 1 through 11. The anime covers the first 5 volumes leading into 6, and then 6 is volume 6, I believe, leading into 7 is going to get turned into a movie. I'm not sure exactly when the movie will be coming out, but it should be coming out sometime this year. I will be covering that as well. And then hopefully, when they do season 2, they cover the rest of the series all the way up until volume 11. Well, they finish on volume 11. Because for those of you who have read it, you know, after they fight the Bomb Devil, the series goes crazy. All types of hybrids come out. Okay, we get to see the actual Chainsaw Man form, okay, which is chef's kiss. And then we get to see the Gun Devil. And these shouldn't be spoilers. This has been out for a long time. Like I said, they're on volume 18. So if you read your shit, you would know. Okay? Now, moving on to the next one, which is going to be Claymore. Now we are entering into my birthday box sets that I got this year when I turned 27. Shout out to the fam. They got me these, and I couldn't be happier because this shit, it was around like 300, 400 bucks just for these next box sets that you're about to see here. But, okay, let's get into this one. Claymore, the complete set by Norihiro Yagi. Okay, this series has 27 volumes. That's right, you heard 27. Hold on, let me get you the full view here so you can see. Yes, that right there, main girl Claire, protagonist of the series. Honestly, one of my favorite female protagonists. Okay, yes, she cries. Yes, she gets emotional. I'm talking about snot coming out her nose. But it's earned every single time. And from the jump, she's bodying people. She's bodying people, and I get why she does what she does. Okay? If you okay, make sure we're still good. If you don't know about Claire, no last name, none of these people in this series has a last name. If you don't know about Claire and her journey, you need to read. Now, does Claymore have an anime? Yes. Is it good? Kinda, okay? Kinda. Now, it's only, I believe, 22 to 23 episodes, maybe 24. Again, some of these I have to go back and watch. I'm watching a lot of stuff right now. Okay, and these aren't official breakdowns, these are just overviews. If I were to do an official breakdown, it'd be way more in depth and a lot more accurate details. But just to get a quick overview, and let me go in and show you this, show you all 27 volumes. And when I tell you, in the beginning, I want to say like the first six volumes, not that they're bad, but compared to the rest of the story, it's a little bit slow. But volume 6 and moving forward, it builds up. Now, towards the middle of this, it enters that known stage of manga where you can kind of tell the author wants to tell a certain thing, wants to tell a certain story, a certain arc, but they have already invested into whatever arc is currently going on, so they have to finish up and wrap up that before they can move on to anything else, which isn't bad. It isn't bad, but for a couple volumes, you're kind of like, what the fuck is going on? Like, it's a lot of shit. So it's a lot of this happened in this chapter, this happened in this volume, which led to this. Now, 4 volumes later, we're still dealing with this, that type of thing, right? But that's not bad. It's not a problem, okay? That's cool. We can work with all that. But these last few volumes, oh my god, they are good. Okay, if you've read it, you already know. We don't like Priscilla, okay? We don't. We don't like Priscilla, okay? And we love Rocky or Reiki, however you pronounce it. I say Rocky, but we love Rocky, especially after the time skip. The man grows up to be dope, okay? What they did to him in the anime, character assassination to a T. If you need an example of character assassination, Rocky from Claymore in the anime 100% shows that. I don't know what else you need to know. Okay, they low-key did my man dirty. Now, show you the backside of the box set. Okay, still pretty much the same thing. Now, they're called claymores because these big ass swords they be carrying around, right? Look at that. Just look at that. The swords are called claymores. They're claymore swords. But man, when I tell you there's a reason in the story why these are big as fuck and are necessary for the shit that they are fighting, man, they need them bitches. Okay? And if I had to give you a comparison, if you like Berserk with a female protagonist like Sailor Moon. Not, I haven't read Sailor Moon or watched it, so I'm not gonna go too much into the comparison of Sailor Moon. But I've seen people say it's Berserk Sailor Moon, and so far that seems to be accurate from what everyone's saying. The Berserk stuff, 100%. They fight Yoma in this series, and it goes from Yoma to awakened beings to creatures of the abyss. All these motherfuckers is wild, okay? The Yoma, they're fodder, okay? Let's just say it like that. They're fodder. The awakened beings, the abyssal ones, creatures of the abyss. Oh man, you gotta read it. You gotta read it. The art is fucking amazing, okay? It it starts off pretty basic, okay, but like I said, after volume 6, everything gets good. Story, artwork, I would say pacing, but we already went over that. Hit or miss. But Norihiro Yagi, definitely recommend Claymore. Get the box set. Even if it's a little bit expensive, it's worth all of it. Stay over there. You can't be in the camera like that. Yeah. I'm on TikTok, that's why. Yeah. Well, I just wanted to okay. No, I figured that. I was making sure you didn't get into frame. It was hard. Okay, now back to the nerd shit, right? All right. Now we've gone over that. Now we're on to the second box set of my birthday, Assassinations Classroom. I know this has a place in your guys' heart. Every time I show people I have Assassinations Classroom, they're like, man, I love Koro Sensei. And I just finished all 21 volumes yesterday. My birthday was in April. I read Claymore first, just finished Assassinations Classroom. I won't lie, I slacked on reading some days. I need to pick up my reading schedule so that I can get these videos out to you quicker. That's my bad, that's my bad. But we're working on it. We're building it up. We're getting our shit done, okay? So, fucking without further ado, let's get into this. Uh, okay. All 21 volumes. And if you know Koro Sensei, you know he is very colorful. So, of course, his volumes have to be colorful. And man, the artwork on these, hold on, I ain't even got to pull them out individually. Hold on, let me close this real quick. Try to be cool. There we go. Yeah. Now you can see it. You can see all of the artwork for each individual volume and what they look like, all the time they put into this. Now, it also comes with a full color mini art book and an exclusive poster. Again, like most of these. I don't think I showed you guys the one that comes in Claymore. Before I get to the other box set, I'll bust that one back out. But yes, 21 volumes, Koro Sensei. This made me tear up a couple times. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, I was reading this shit for almost a month, and man, 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 Koro Sensei, how could you do that to me? How could you get me invested and then do that to me? Okay, I don't know what to say. Okay, but author for this is, how do you pronounce his name? Yusui Matsui. Hopefully, I pronounced that right. If I didn't, I'm so sorry. But man, I appreciate you. I appreciate you with this. You gave me a real good time. I'm satisfied. I don't I don't really have any complaints about this. Like, the story stays cohesive. Everything builds up to something. Even if you think, "Oh man, this makes no sense. Why? Why would why would this be this? Why would that be that?" It all makes sense in the grand scheme of things. Like, there's 28 students in this assassination classroom, and they pretty much all get some time spent on them. They all get to show their talents. Even the ones that are background characters, they get more than mentioned. They actually get some light shined on them. Um, there's actual life lessons in here that you could read and be like, "Oh shit, that might actually apply to me. I might actually have to write this down." If you are looking to be some type of mentor, this is something I would recommend for you to read. Like, this is definitely something that shows what being a mentor really is, plus how to nurture your students, male or female, whatever their goals are. Even if you don't necessarily agree with their choices, you still be there for them. And what more can I say? I highly recommend Assassinations Classroom. It didn't fail. Okay, sometime today I'm gonna start watching the anime. I got to like the last few episodes, but I'm gonna restart it. I didn't even know they had a movie, so I'm gonna restart watching the anime, watch the movie, and they're probably gonna make me tear up again. So you can thank Yusui, however you pronounce his name. You can thank him for that, those tears that are going to be coming. Okay. And then for these books, well, not books, but the art books that are in here. Hold on. There we go. Where's the art book? There we go. Art book. You can see, as you can see, and I believe these were the covers that were for the volumes. They have little descriptions down here that let you know what volumes, what chapters that they were coloring, if they were exclusives or not. And man, I didn't. Now that it's in color, I didn't know her hair was that color. I didn't know some of these people were colored certain ways. I knew his hair was blue because I watched anime, but I forgot about her hair color. And you just come on, man. Like, does this not give you the feel? Does this not warm you up inside? Okay. Come on, like, come on. What's up, Lotto Boy? Thank you for the support. I appreciate that, man. Keep it going. My Cash App is also in my bio. If you like to send towards that, sending to my Cash App, that all of it goes towards books and nerd stuff. I'm gonna be real. So donating there, it helps me pump out way more content, and the more content I can pump out, the more we can bond over this nerd shit. Come on. If you came to my last live, you saw all the comic books that I got that after I finished Sweat and Soap, I have to read. So that's going to be a whole nother project. But I love to read, I love to be a nerd, and I love y'all. But yeah, so that's the book. I believe this. They know I love them. And these are all the students of the assassination classroom, plus the teachers. Miss Vitch, I want to meet Miss Vitch in real life. She was that girl. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say about that. But here's the class. Like I told you, all 28 students. Man, God loves motherfuckers. Of course, my favorite was Nagisa. You already know that. And Karma. The guys, okay? The guys. And then here's the other side. These posters usually are double-sided. So whichever one you like the most, that's what you would hang up. I'm keeping them in the box sets. I don't think I'll ever hang these up. Man, shut up. Yes. Yes, if you didn't know that, lobsters bleed. Animals tend to do that. Okay, it's again, again, again. Okay, animals tend to bleed. But back to the nerd stuff. Okay, so now we're moving on to. I've been one. If you've if you've listened to one of my rant videos, this series is what got me into collecting manga. Now, I was already into the manga, I was already in the anime, I was already doing that years beforehand, but I had no physicals. Okay, I had no physical volumes. I was just going online, watching people review chapters, and keeping it going like that. But shout out to my homegirl. I don't believe she has a TikTok. If she did, I would send y'all the link so y'all go mess with her. But we were roommates. Moved out. When I moved out, she just randomly handed me volume 1 of Sweat and Soap. I was like, cool. You know what? Might as well read it. It's not shonen. It's not seinen, which I prefer seinen. I prefer seinen over shonen. But I took it. Like I'm sentimental like that, and I was like, you know what? If I'm gonna have this, I might as well read it. Can't be a poser. Can't just be having books and not reading them, especially when I'm reading comics and shit like that. What? And I read the first volume in a day and a half. I was hooked. I was fucking hooked. When I tell you, there's no. I've only read one volume. There was no fights. There's no power system. This isn't it's not Sweat and Soap, because Sweat and Soap, you mix those together, you get a supernova. None of that. It is all romance. It's slice of life, as they say, and they got me. The man, these two, these two right here, their love story. Ah, they got me. They fucking got me. Okay, it was so cute. It was so cute watching it progress, and by the end of the first volume, they're pretty much already together. So I'm like, what what do we do from here? I thought it was gonna be a will they, won't they? And these motherfuckers damn near get together in the first volume. So out of 11 volumes, there's 10 more that I have to read. I'm gonna reread one, so that way I can get, I read that shit damn near a year ago, but I'm gonna reread one and see what else happens. Damn near a year ago, but I'm gonna reread one and see what else happens. I have not opened these. Okay, they still locked up. Okay, waiting to be waiting to the light of day, waiting for me to turn their pages and to be caught off like I was when they went on like their first date. Now, if you haven't read Sweat and Soap, the premise is essentially this girl works at a soap making factory. Well, not factory, but a soap making company. And this dude is in charge of their fragrances. And she has some type of overactive sweat glands to where she's always sweating. And the only thing that helps her from not smelling funky as fuck is this company soap. So she works there so she can get the deal, she can get price, she can get them exclusive. And this dude right here, essentially, he uses her as a muse because he's like, you know, all of our products, you know, all the summer lines that I've ever made and things like that. So he likes that. He stands around her. He asks her for advice on what he should use to make them smell better, smell different, and what they can do. And slowly through those interactions, they fall in love. Now, there's way more. This stuff gets adult, and I'm not gonna go too much into that until I start doing not overviews, in-depth reviews of this. I've already finished Claymore. I've already finished Assassination Classroom. I The first box set I finished was Chainsaw Man. So today I will start reading this, and as you can see, it is two box sets. There's not that many in each one. There's only 11, so it won't take as long as those. It's pretty much the same as fucking Chainsaw Man. Can you close that? Thank you. This only cancels out so much. Thank you. All right. But yes, there's only 11, so it is just like Chainsaw Man, but the complete opposite. Chainsaw Man was wild from the jump. The jump, okay? This, it is just gonna be slice of life, but I've been waiting to read this for over, yeah, a little over a year. Every time I tried to get these, they kept going out of stock. I want you, hold on, I need you to understand what I'm talking about, okay? You know how many times I tried to fucking buy this and they were out of stock. Same thing with orange. Orange is always out of stock. I've been trying to get that thing for so long. We'll figure orange out. Okay, I'm not as hyped up to read this as I would be orange. Like orange has just been elusive, but this I need this. Like this is what got me into these. This is what lets me know I needed to read my physical manga, and now I have them. Now I have them, and we're on the fucking journey. Okay. Who made this before I keep going? Kentetsu Yamada. That is way easier to pronounce, by the way, than these other names. Well, Norihiro Yagi is still easier to pronounce, but that's because I've seen it and heard it on multiple videos after I finished Claymore. Well, let me go ahead and get y'all up close view of this. This is the first box set, 1 through 6. Okay. Now, since it's not open, I can't show y'all the individual ones. I'll be posting a video of the individual covers. I tend to do that with all of my box sets. I still got to do that with Chainsaw Man and Assassination Classroom. But, you know, time comes to those who wait. And then this is the rest. Now, there is only 11 volumes, and this is a bonus. It says bonus soap sheets. I don't know if that's what would replace the posters, you know, the exclusive color books that they be doing. So that's probably what it is. But nonetheless, I'm excited. I am so excited to get into this. Oh my god! Now, before I end this, I have to show you guys what else I was working on, and that is, well, not working on, but what I neglected to show you last time. the Claymore illustrations. Yes. Like I said, each one of these box sets comes with one of these, either a poster or an exclusive art collection, which I always appreciate. I always appreciate just, adding a little something to the experience, which is already good because I want the books. But yes, give you a little peek at what these are. As I told you, it starts off simple, right? Starts off simple, pretty good. Well, these artworks came in a little bit later, but yes, starts off simple, but you can see the vision. You can see how we get where we go. Then it just builds. It just builds and builds. Yes, look at the creatures. Oh my god, creatures of the abyss. Rifle. She's one of my favorite creatures of the abyss. She was dope. Then yeah, there we go. Rifle and her guy right there. Let's go. Yeah, yeah. But that's it for the Claymore box sets, and then that is going to be it for this live stream. I thank all of you for coming to my Manga Monday and spending the time that you did with me. I always appreciate when y'all come through and we nerd out together. Even though this is only the second one, I know some of you came to the first one, and I know some of you watch my videos where I talk even more about this and just generally talk about nerd stuff, not even just manga, comic books, but also some of my fighting stuff. But that's gonna be it for now. Before I go, I made a second TikTok, AP rants, where I just rant about whatever. Okay, so make sure you go and follow that. I will be making sure to share the videos from there. If you love my rants, you're going to be getting way more of those. If you don't, oh, too bad. You still might see them, okay? That For You page sometimes be working wonders for you, boy. But I'll catch you guys later, okay? And remember, read your shit.